Alright, so like, click, subscribe, do all that. You know what time it is. It's Netflix time. This show is called Super Crooks. About 13 episodes. They range to 25 minutes apiece. So we're going to get into the first episode called Electro Boy. We got these superheroes on the news, and apparently this team is called the Union of Justice. And then we have Johnny. He was watching the news, but his mom tells him he's got to go to bed. But it's only like 7 o'clock. But she just wanted him to go to bed because so she can get her cheeks clapped by this dude named Randy. He's like, man, this is some old bullshit. He ends up going to his room reading, and he's got this collection of superhero stuff. Like a huge collection. Mom turns the lights off him and tells him to go to bed. So we thought he turned the lights back on just to fuck with his mom. But then we found out the lights were just going on and off on their own. So she's like, okay, what the fuck is going on? And they just think the wiring is out. Oh, by the way, if you're tripping off the fact that I'm cutting her face, that's not me doing that. That's the show doing that. They don't want to show the rest of her face for some reason. I don't really get it. Anyway, not only does the power go out, the light bulbs break. Then all of a sudden he starts telling his toy car to go on and off. And we're finding out he's able to control the lights, so it was him. He figures it out after he starts messing with the street lights all over the entire fucking town. So he's got powers, but he can't really control them yet. Proof of that? He ends up destroying the TV by accident. Next day, Johnny goes to ride into the school with his boy Tom. He starts fucking with the traffic lights. When he gets to school, he's confronted by this bully named Dave, and I guess his girlfriend Janice. And he gets pissed off, and he starts fucking with Dave's boombox, and makes it explode right next to him. And now it's to the point he doesn't just control lights. He forgot he could control anything with electricity. So Tommy's convinced Johnny's a real-life superhero, and Tommy likes to always draw pictures. In fact, he wants to be a photographer when he grows up. Then he tells him about this supposed legend that happened on this island called Jupiter's Legacy. Sounds like the name of a Netflix show I should have did a while ago, right? Yeah, it actually was one I was gonna do. But we ain't talking about that one right now. Anyway, all of a sudden, Janice comes over out the blue, and she's interested in superheroes too, specifically this one named Mr. Flair. She talks about how she would love to meet a superhero again, and then Dave calls her back over, and then she dips out with the rest of his delinquent crew. Then later on, they go to the arcade, start playing video games. Tommy runs out of coins, but then Johnny helps him out. They playing free games, and that's how he uses his powers right now. So they come up with superhero names, and Johnny comes up with Electro Boy, so there you go. Then Dave and his crew come by and start teasing him, and Janice falls into it too. Janice was teasing him the whole time. They tease him about being virgins. Johnny gets mad and runs away. Meanwhile, back at the house, Johnny's mom is trying to get the TV repaired. Repairman's like, look, you just better off getting a new one. So basically, she's trying to smash the repairman just to get a new TV. Like, god damn. Easy skeezy much? Then all of a sudden, Johnny comes home and he's like, oh, mom, back to our old tricks, alright. He's like, fuck this shit, I'm going upstairs. So his purpose is to get the hell out this town. He wants to find out who his real dad is because he doesn't know. And he heard that superpowers come from a lineage. And he knows that his mom doesn't have any powers, so that's why he's trying to find his dad. So he drew for his friend Tommy what he thought his costume should look like. Johnny's like, man, let me just work on the design. I mean, Tommy says that. Tommy draws a way better design. So Tommy's digging through some old clothes, he gets them to try it on. That outfit looks like some pure D garbage. Tommy says, nah, fuck that, we gotta make some alterations to this shit. Okay, not the best costume, but that's a hell of an improvement. So he's got him training, I guess he's teaching him Kung Fu all of a sudden. And he throws in there a line talking about the Power Rangers. I'm like, really? And I guess it's their quote-unquote training. So this mall's been closed down for a while, so he gets him to use his powers to get them to light up the Skyline Mall. Well, most of it. So he talks to him about maglet trains, and now he's going to teach him how to fly. So he puts all his energy together, and he starts flying. Or floating, more or less. Now, of course, to be a superhero, you got to fight crime. The only problem is, their town is the most boring town in the history of towns. They never have any crime there. So now they got an idea to make their announcement about a superhero. And the main place that people meet up in the summertime is by the mall. By this big pool area. You don't have to think too hard to tell you how has all the tendencies of backfiring. As he's thinking about Janice wanting to impress her. Okay, number 1, he hasn't really perfected his flying technique. 2, he's called Electro Boy, he can control electricity. And 3, he makes his entrance flying over the fucking big ass pool. Everybody's at the pool too, including Dave and Janice. As he's making it as an announcement, you could tell he could barely control his thoughts. If his mind's not clear, he's gonna have trouble flying. Once again, your Electro Boy flying over a fucking pool. So he's telling the kids he's gonna stop all crime and whatnot. Which of course this town doesn't have a whole lot of anyway. Janice is tripping out this shit, but then she looks back and sees Tommy recording the whole thing. And I think she started to put 2 and 2 together. He's thinking to himself, Electro Boy. He heard them talking about superhero names when they were in the arcade. So he's putting 2 and 2 together. And Dave's like, get the fuck out of here, that's Johnny. Johnny's getting all flustered trying to correct him like, no, I'm Electro Boy. And he can't keep his thoughts together, so guess what the fuck happens? Just take a guess. He ends up falling in the pool, and everybody gets fucking electrocuted. People that aren't in the pool are running for their lives. Like I said, running for their lives. And apparently because his power controls electricity and his mind is just messed up, this guy loses control over the semi, and it's about to run straight into a fucking church. It flips up, crushing a bunch of people in the church. Another semi loses control, crashes straight into a gas station, goes straight up in the air, and lands by the fucking pool, which happened to be carrying a bunch of pigs, turn them into straight bacon. As the truck falls into the water too. Exactly, Janice. What in all of these fuck? So later on, apparently some of these people are in critical condition, but most of them are dead as shit. So the people that were left alive didn't know that it was him, or they were incoherent to see anything. So he must have took off his uniform and everybody thought he was just one of the kids around the pool. Pretty distraught about everything, then he thought to himself there's no way he could be a superhero now. Then he pounds his fist against the wall and the money comes out of the ATM machine. So at this point he says, fuck it, I'm getting out of this town. If I can't be a superhero, I might as well be a supervillain. So I guess about 15 years goes by, and he's been locked up, got a new change of attitude, and he's on the opposite side of the spectrum. And that's pretty much the first episode. Now I've seen this show all the way through by now, and it gives you some light to what he's been doing since he's been grown up. I'll tell you this much. He's with a crew of robbers. He got himself a little girlfriend. The ensemble jazz music in this show is pretty lively. I know I reference it a lot, but it sounds like some Cowboy Bebop shit. It's pretty good. So like I said before, it's 13 episodes, about 25 minutes apiece. Super Crooks on Netflix. Check it out. Like, click, subscribe, do all that. You already know what time it is. Look these out, easy, miss. Big, you gotta do slogan.